Yo, what's cracking, bruv?
You all good?
Yeah, bro, I'm great, bro. I'm fucking thankful, G. That's what I am. Anyway, bro, hey, thanks so much for coming on through, man. I really appreciate your time, bro.
No, thanks for having me on it, bro.
Ah, bro, what do we call you, bro? We call you Spike, we call you Spycc. What do we call you, bro?
Call me Spycc, call me Spicy, whatever you want to call it, anything.
Bro, I watched this interview the other day, bro, and you said, call me whatever you want, but just call me your new stepdad. I was like, God damn. God damn. I was like, I'm gonna use that shit for reals. Oh, bro. So, let's just get straight into it, eh? I've been waiting to ask you this question, bro. Is this true, bro, that you're the Bill Goldberg of handball at only hung on the courts, G?
Bro, I was the man, like straight up. Like if you check my hands, flawless, no scratches, nothing from, there's a lot of people that try to play handball and, we used to call them cheese graters because every time they would go to hit the ball, they'll scrape their hand on it.
Yep. Was that you, bro? Did you get
Never me.
Were you
That's what I'm saying, flawless.
Skims? Were you
I'm a hand model.
skims?
I'm a hand model out here.
Oh shit. Were you the skim guy or were you the fireball guy, man?
I was a man of many techniques, say. Do the scum, could do the little spin back.
Oh.
I used to pull it out, just at will. I used to play with my my prey,
Bro, I was doing that. I saw my kids doing all their fucking TikTok dances, bro. And that wall one that they do. I was like, bro, that's just straight up fireball, G. That's just straight fireball.
But can you do the wall?
Yeah, bro, easy. Because I could do the fireballs, Jesus. Wow. Got you. Got the spinny one too, cuz. Bro, handball, did you get into the chatter rings, cuz?
Bro, I still got my chatter rings from when I was a kid. It's somewhere in the garage.
I'm gonna ask you
this shit all the time.
I'm gonna ask you this question, bro, and you gotta keep it real. Can you do the supernova, G?
Yep, I can do the supernova. I tried it during lockdown.
Oh, yo, fuck, we need to bring that back.
Because I found it in a box there, and I was like, oh shit, this is my OG chatter rings from back in the day. So I was trying to do like some moves and shit. Mad rusty, but yeah.
Remember the old jam? Yeah, and you get all the black soot and shit on your hands.
Hard.
That was the jam, bro. Anyway, brother, so Onihanga, bro. I'm gonna put a message out to the chat right now. All right, there's a bit of a thing going on. Is it Central Auckland, bro, or is it South Auckland? What do you reckon?
Bro, to be honest,
don't give a fuck.
Nah, to be honest, I've always just ripped it as Onihanga, because like fuck people from Central Auckland, they would say, nah, you're not Central, you're from Southside. People from Southside will be like, nah, you're not South Auckland, you're Central. But yeah, I just always ripped the 312. Right. But it's in saying that though, it's funny because out in Onihanga we get the central leader. If you were to order like Domino's and be like, when you call Domino's and they're like kind of like they say what area?
Yeah.
It's like Central, South. Like, so in order to call the Onihanga one, would have to press for Central.
Oh wow.
So I don't know, I don't know. People can debate whatever. We're just out here ripping Onihanga.
Hard, because it's like a lot of people say once you go Mangere Bridge, and then it's like, nah, after that it's and I was like, nah, actuals, I reckon it's South. I mean, I've always, like, every time my bros are hitting me up, like, oh, yo, come out to Onihanga, it's always been South to me,
True. Yeah, because, like, I noticed that, like, he's, like, people from out west and, like, different areas like that, they would always say, we're from Southside. But for us, I don't know, it was always, like, the bridge, like, Mangere Bridge.
Yeah.
That was the gap between, us and Southside. Excuse me, for me. But, I don't know, because like geographically, like, in all like our media stuff, like the news and all like, publications and stuff like that, they always say South Auckland rap group.
Oh.
And then, yeah, someone told us one time that it's, I don't know, it's categorized as South Auckland, eh? So, bro, to be honest, I don't have those answers.
Bro, do you get fucked off, G, when like anything good happens to anybody? It's all like, oh, yo, rap, like, or dance crew, rap group, all that shit. But then when the bad shit happens, then that's when the South Auckland word comes out. That shit's
all the time. Annoying. I always talk about this shit because, like, even recently, I seen, what's his name, Josh 685. He's got a song with Jason Derulo that's like, charted internationally. He's doing mad numbers, even locally. But I seen they said Kiwi Teen, and it's like, how many times have you seen Kiwi Teen next to like a Pacific Island or Cody's name, in a positive light? So yeah, they're always framing it like, when we're on top, they'll claim us, when we're doing something negative, straight away describing, your ethnicity and your location, where you come from, So
because I think that was the
that's the
stronger,
media,
like
bro.
for me coming out of South Auckland, bro, being a Afakasi, bro, and then like being on both ends of this, like I'd play it up to get out of a ticket, and then I'd
Yeah,
play it up to hang with the bros at the parties. But like, I kind
yeah,
of saw both ends, eh? But when Bunga came out, G, I was like, fuck, like this dude is speaking my fucking like what I learned like growing up, and that's bro. That's why, man. When all this Black Lives Matter stuff was going on, I put it on my Twitter, bro, and I was like, this shit means more now than it's ever meant. And
yeah,
bro, I
yeah,
just gotta
hundred
give you
percent.
props for that, G.
Like, I know the Black Lives Matter movement. It's like a different struggle to ours, but still going against the same systems of oppression, same structures of racism. So I think that's why it's important for us to speak out for other minority groups
Hard. And that's really the thing, right?
and
Oh, sorry, bro.
justices that's going against them are trapping us too. So
Bro, what was the bro, let's bring it back to Onehunga for a second, cuz what was the what was the go-to game on Alfred and Church Street, bro, growing up? You play touch?
fuck Street Fighter 2
Yo.
at our local dairy, the blue one just up from INF Smoke's house. Fuck, but like that was the spot. Hey, used to go there, just like used to be those ones, to ask mom, oh mom, do we need milk? Do we need bread or anything? I'll go walk up the road and just go hang out there the whole day. And then she'll give you some little change for like lottery money, but just end up using it playing the game,
Who's your go-to, bro? Who's your go-to Street Fighter character?
Oh fuck, I was always Guy away.
Can't go wrong for
Yeah.
me.
That was always the one. Like I know a lot of people went for Ken and that, but nah, I was down for the soldiers, the soldiers.
And like bro, you had all the options with that dude, As long as you learn how to charge it up, you hold back and fuck it was down back and hold it back, and that was the way it is, eh?
But to be honest, I think the main reason, like, because I'm trying to think, like, why was he like my go-to? And it was probably because the Street Fighter movie came out, and Van Damme was the fucking, he was the man, and so it's kind of like he was this guy, and it was like, damn, that's who I'm trying to be in the game. And then like, I don't know, like when I used to see all the older dudes be jamming there, when they used to go up to play, they were always playing with Guy away. So I guess I was just like, fuck, I'm gonna play it for him too.
Bro, did you learn how
And
to
that's
do that
why.
invisible throw, G?
Yep.
Stalls?
Yo.
Fuck. Bro, I used to jam down, and all of the older dudes would get so angry at you when you jammed up the games, eh? And I was like,
Right. Bro, I was pretty hot though, like back in when all the machines used to be at every dairy, like fuck, people beat you up,
check
for your
you.
coins and shit. Like not me that personally, dealt with that, but I seen people get a hiding, for their coins, or if they lost the game and that. It was real serious, gaming in the hood.
And then when someone comes and taps your pockets, bro, I got 20, and you're like, oh fuck, yeah. oh yeah, here you go, you're fucking hell. Especially the older cats, eh?
Hard. I think we're lucky at that one. Like not too many played at that one. Like it was always vacant, eh? Like every time we go to the dairy, there was always no one there, so it was pretty solid. Because they had that game, they had what's that middle slug game?
Yeah, middle slug. Oh, which one though?
Was it middle slug?
Yeah, middle slug, bro.
You're like that army dude, and
yeah, and you go
yeah,
like
yeah,
side scroller one.
Yeah. They had that game. Fuck, that game was on. I used to jam that too.
There's a couple of good ones, bro. Was it growing up, bro? Was it arcades in Onehunga?
No.
Ah, fuck.
Just internet cafes.
Ugh.
Heaps of scummy ass internet cafes where people. I remember even like I went to the toilets one time to use it, bro. They're scummy, G. But someone had like used their shit to like throw their head up on the wall,
Oh,
Like,
fuck, G.
POD, honest to God, like someone did that.
Straight up. Fuck. Bro, that's not... that's common shit, yo. That happens all the time. I
For
don't
real?
know who's got the balls to do that shit, eh?
Fuck. When I seen that shit, I was like, I had trauma, bro. I need to see therapy after seeing someone do that in the toilet.
Fucking hell. Bro, I've seen some fucking nasty ones in Rewa, G, in the toilets. Was that? Oh, fuck, bro. What a great way to start this fucking podcast off. I'll tell you that much. Yo.
We're just giving the people reality. You know?
That's true, though. That's true. Bro, who broke the fucking yellow table at the roundabout, G?
Fuck.
If we find out who
I heard,
those motherfuckers were.
There's this guy from the hood whose name's B.O.B. Or some people call him Bobby. I heard he went there and was like shin kicking the legs. Just wah, wah, wah.
Fuck.
And then, bro, chopped it down.
The Tom Pole.
Bro, straight up.
Bro.
Shins of steel, G. He's got shins of steel. Nah. Apparently a drink drive, eh?
Oh,
something.
Really? Fuck, I thought you were going to say it was Boom or someone. I was like, oh, shit.
Nah.
That would have been fucking mean. If he was kicking that shit.
Spare tackle away. Straight spare tackle.
Straight Goldberg on the handball courts, G.
Fuck straight Goldberg, G. You seen Boomer's traps. Fucking traps for days. He can't even hear shit because his traps are fucking blocking his ears.
If I took this hoodie off, bro, you'd think otherwise, G. You'd be like, yo, fuck. You'd be like, fuck, when did Brock Lesnar grow a beard, G? And I'll be like, hey.
Yeah, but that's, you know, I like the humbleness, you know, wearing the hoodie, be modest, you know. Like, and then when you take it off, it's like, boom.
Bro,
Batista.
Bro, I've got a missus, G. I've got a missus, you know. I can't fucking be around here, G, you know.
Sometimes you need to flex on people, you know. You need to flex on them, G.
That's what I've been fucking saying to my missus, and she's like, nah, put your dick away, G. And I'm like, okay. Nah, bro, put your dick back in your fucking pants, G. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Oh, bro. Fuck, where's the best place to crack a box, bro? Either Ferguson or Jellicoe, bro.
Shit.
Either.
Depends, hey, it depends. Multiple outcomes from different places, hey. Like, in Ferguson, you might leave without hiding. Who knows? I don't know. Wait, it's pretty hot there wherever you go. Police cruising around and shit. Best to just host it at home.
Yeah. Smokey reckons Ferguson.
Safety first.
Got you, Smoke. Thank you, brother. Has to be because. Bro, let's talk about the fucking duality of Onehunga, bro. On one side, you got fucking Te Pāpapa School, and then all the Māori Pacific Islanders go there, and fucking, I don't know, like a kilometre down the road, there's St. Joseph's. That do have a lot of Pacific Island kids. And then there's Onehunga Primary School. That's just straight up, you know, there's not a lot of, it doesn't. Which one did you go to, cuz?
I went to Oranga. It's on the other side of Ferguson. But because you know there was Te Pāpapa and Oranga, but it was kind of like competing schools, you know, back in the school days. But they used to call Oranga orangutans, and we used to call TP toilet paper. So yeah, it was some bit of funny back history right there. But yeah, but you know, times have changed. Like you know. Those were the days where no uniform and shit. I was wearing mufti to school. But nowadays, I think majority of schools have uniform name.
Oh, yeah. I went to Te Pāpapa probably a couple of years ago to do some basketball stuff there. Bro, some awesome kids, eh? Yeah, bro. Yeah. We went down there. I went to all three of those schools, bro, just to do basketball.
Was you?
Yeah, yep. And that's how I noticed it, bro. But even like
True.
Yeah.
What did you notice? Was Onehunga Primary School, was that more like
I think more
predominantly
yeah. And the teachers too. The teachers were of Pālangis, a lot of them. And then bro, no shit, G, I was at Te Pāpapa trying to teach, bro, and I had 22 students and I was teaching them how to do some skills on basketball. I turn around, I turn back, I had 21, bro. One of these motherfuckers climbed up onto the roof, G. And I and I was like,
some lazy parkour.
Bro, and with a ball too. I don't know how he got up there with the fucking ball. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, bro.
We're some talented people from the hood, you know.
Bro,
Athleticism is through the roof.
bro, if we had a Mount Rushmore of Onehunga fucking prospects, I say that only there. There's Swidit, there's Shea Illy, and who else goes on that fucking place, bro?
Fuck. I was gonna say me, then me, and me.
And
Shit,
then
you put me on the spot, eh?
And Boomer's Traps.
To be honest, one of them would be Boomer's Traps, eh? One of them would be Boomer's Traps. The other one, I don't know his name, but he's like a courier dude from the neighborhood. Rides around on his bike delivering mail, but he always wears like funky outfits and hats and that type of shit. So fuck that dude.
What about
he's pretty much like a mascot.
What about the lady? Sorry, bro.
This dude.
Sorry to interrupt you. What about that lady that fucking power walks all the time?
Oh, bro. I went to school for with her daughter.
Oh,
I wouldn't say any. I wouldn't say any names. Like I know her name and stuff, but
okay. Got
she's bro. Like she should have went to the Olympics, say like for real. Like, gee, there was sometimes I used to see her like fucking far away from like Onehonga, and I knew that she was just marching, like walking, big walks. Biggest calf muscles, G.
Oh.
Biggest calf muscles you've ever seen.
And she always wears like she wears quite like bright shit, right? That's the one?
Yo. You know why?
Why is that, brother?
I don't even know if I should be telling you this.
You can pull out right now, brother. If you
want.
wears
that so she's visible, so at nighttime.
Oh. I thought it was bro, I thought it was some other scandalous shit going on.
I was trying to build you up.
Bro, you built me up, bro. You knocked me down, cuz. Fucking hell.
Bro, she's infamous, bro. But there was this dude, Roger. He's a local. Fuck.
Legion.
OG.
Bro, like, here's another question for you, brother. Is Ollie's fucking Onehunga, G? Let's be honest.
No, that's where I look.
Thank you. I've been telling motherfuckers there for a long time.
But hey, Royal looks like our sister. You know, it's our sister area.
If your sister was a lot more richer and cost a lot more, fuck, there's a lot. Yo, Royal Oak is fucking expensive as shit.
Yo.
Bro.
I think because it's closer to One Tree Hill, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we get into the old fucking whiteout over there. Bro, was you ever fall down S block, G? There's the stairs like there. You know the S block on the stairs?
S block. Bro, I used to hate those stairs, G. Honestly, used to hate those stairs like after lunchtime. Bro. Fucking felt like walking up Mount Everest, say.
What? Who fucking designed that shit, G?
I don't know. They should have, like, honestly, they should have built a fucking escalator, G. Escalator for us too. For us lazy students, you know?
Not just elevator, bro. You're all good. Fucking hell. Oh shit. Yeah. Anyway, brother. Moving on. So going back to it, bro. Like, is it fucking weird that like in Onehunga you'll have a house that's worth $1 million, and then on the next street over you would have a house that's worth $300,000. It's like one of the crazy. It's almost like it's the border between Canada and fucking America. You know what I mean, bro? There's heaps of places like that, eh?
Bro, honestly, like, it's the rent up there is expensive as now. Like, it's expensive for like fucking like 2-bedroom shoeboxes with like no backyard, nothing, no garage. Like, it's just rents on the rise.
Shit.
Places getting gentrified, but like, yeah, it's crazy. Like how you still have those like if you go down like TP ways, and then there's like State Ave, Edmonton, all of those kind of streets. Fuck, there's like whole sections of like houses been like removed, and I guess they're just gonna put little like shoebox housing in there, you know,
projects
higher as rent. But bro, the neighborhood is definitely changing. You know, there's still a lot of that, you know, OG essence that, you know, we all used to growing up around. But man, every time I go there, it's just like forever changing.
Yeah,
a lot of new faces. Like, honestly, they say like, you know, when you know places like changing or being gentrified when you see fucking people jogging the street and they're like fucking spandex and stuff, and you start to see like less barbershops and more like more cafes. Like I think down even Onehunga Mall Road, it's like there's like fucking 20 cafes. It's like low key like little Ponsonby.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened with Ponsonby. Like,
Yeah, well,
really?
shit, that's the blueprint right there for how things are gonna map out.
But I mean, fuck, bro.
Further and further south.
You gotta think, that's where they're trying to. It's weird, bro, because they're trying to push them to the south, and everyone out, like, I don't know, like Pukekoi ways, is trying to push everybody back into the south as well. And then, bro, like, it's just gonna be over fucking populated up in here.
Because even like Orohu, like man, that place was getting hit hard. GI, bro, GI's getting hit big time. Yo. Like whole fucking streets, bro. Like all the housing removed and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
Bro, GI's right next to fucking Bastion Point, cuz. Like,
yo, hide up.
That's what it is, right? Like, fuck, they're just trying to sneak it in, you know?
Bro, straight up.
Bro, what happened to Dressmart, G? Dressmart used to be the jam.
Fuck.
Too many fucking $2 shops and shit now.
I don't know, Dressmart fell off big time, G. Like, I feel like the beginning of the end for me was when the Ralph Lauren shop bounced. That was the beginning of the end, G.
But even then, like the Nike store, bro, like fuck, that place was the shit at one time, bro. It was mean.
Nah, that's because bro, that's because fashion's changing. Like nowadays, everybody's wearing like runners, joggers, and stuff. You know, everybody's like everyone's a gym fanatic, all about their fitness. So it's kind of like transition from being like basketball heavy to like now, like, you know, accommodating, you know, fitness, those, you know, Fitspo people.
Yeah. Well, I remember when they have those friend and family nights, see, at Nike, probably like a good 10 years ago. Bro, I fucking got out there with the bag, G. I think I got like 4 pairs of J's, some fucking some dunks for like $600. That was my whole paycheck for the whole fortnight gone. But I was good.
Honestly, bro, they had like, fuck, that was the spot, like that was the spot I used to go to. And like if I went in there with the intentions of buying something, I always left, you know, with what I wanted. But nowadays, fuck, it's hit or miss. Like you'll go in there and they'll be just like nothing, or they only have like size 9, you know?
Yeah, that's the other thing
which is lucky for Boomer. That's why that cunt's always got mean shoes, because he's size 9. Like all of those shoes are always still left there.
Fucking hell.
Untouched, bro.
Bro, they got those those made donuts, those homemade donuts. It's a homemade donuts. Those are off the hook.
Yeah. Bro, those are fire. Those are slept on there. Like I feel like, you know, everyone talks about Krispy Kremes, but bro, if you ever in D-Mart, go check that out.
Hard out. Like I took some dudes from Welly, some of my boys, they were up, and I was like, yo, they wanted to go shopping and they wanted to go Dressmart. I was like, nah, we only go there to go and get yo, the butter chicken spot's pretty fucking good too. On the other side, I got butter chicken, get some donuts, and then and then go to fucking and old Burger, Wisconsin. But even that's
bro, like that butter chicken spot, that curry spot needs to serve people with bibs. Like the amount of people I've seen leave that spot like fucking tatted up with curry on their shirt and shit. It's embarrassing. Like, bro, grown ass people need to wear bibs too, you know?
Oh fucking hey, why not? Bro, it has changed quite a lot, fucking. And even like the Adidas shop, fuck, I remember when that was like some fucking hood shit in terms of the Adidas shop, and now they try to do it up, but
Bro, even like there was a spot that we always used to go to, the number was 187. I forgot what it was actually called, but we just called it 187s. And bro, it was like $5 combos, and it was like you got like a cheeseburger, solid cup of fries, and like a can, like what is it, Golden Pass, or you know, one of those kind of drinks. And bro, that was the spot. Like $5, you'll leave that shit full. And that was the spot we always used to hit. But then that's gone now.
Underrated fucking drink, bro, the Golden Pash.
See, I don't even know why it's even underrated. Like, Fuck.
I think people just look at it like, fuck, it's only $1, all good. But Golden Pash is up there with fucking any of that Mountain Dew shit they're fucking producing.
Nah, you're not allowed to drink Mountain Dew because it gives you small balls.
Yeah, bro, fucking A, it does. That's what fuck, that's the hood. Bro, that's the hood myth, eh?
Right. That was like a real thing. Like, gee, I remember one time, my mom gave me a Mountain Dew for school, and just feeling like anxiety, G, like fuck. People are gonna say I got small balls.
Fuck.
Whatever. Nah, I'm not gonna drink this and just throw it in the bush, G. Like,
bro,
man, how insecure is that?
I'm buzzing out, G. I thought that was just a my school thing, and my mates would say it too. Fuck.
Gee, I think that was everywhere, G. Like, it was a common thing. Like, if you drank Mountain Dew, it was like, I just got small balls, G. Even though that's a weird thing to even say, you know?
Yeah, then you do that. Fuck it out, G. I need my balls to get smaller, and then you just scull it back. Like, that was when, yo, fuck it. There was that one, bro. There was, I don't know if you know this one, bro. There was the KFC one, bro. The myth of the KFC when there was a fucking cyst in the fucking chicken, and it like made someone fucking, I don't know, bro. I don't know if you heard that one before.
Like a cyst?
There was someone fucking from, they always say Rewa KFC, but I bet it was fucking Otahu KFC, Otara KFC, all that shit. And they were like, yo, don't go to that KFC because someone bit into it and there was all this pus and it gave this girl fucking herpes on her lips. And I was like, fuck off out. She's
was that
just
real?
a hoji. And I told my mum, don't ever fucking tell me that. I said, that's my sister. Don't talk about her like that, you fucking...
Was that for real, though? Or?
Bro, I don't know. Fucking everybody was telling me that shit. They were like, bro, don't go to KFC, bro. They got fucking cyst in the fucking chicken. And I was like, ooh. And
because there was that recent story. Like, was it in New Lynn or some shit? Was there like maggots or something in the KFC? Like
I saw that shit too, yo. Yeah.
Maggots or something like that. I was just like, bro, that's not gonna turn me away from eating the dirty bird.
Yeah.
I'm willing to risk it all.
Put my body on the line, bro, for some herpes on the lips. If all it is just, it's not my first fucking rodeo. I've been there before, brother. Shit. A couple herpes on the list, all good. Fucking hell. Oh, bro, fuck. Bro,
I can't believe don't try to normalize that shit.
Oh, come on.
Don't try to normalize that. That's not a proud thing to normalize. I'm just saying.
Bro, let's get into fucking Switter, bro. Here's a question I want to hit. Would there be a Switter if it wasn't for RESG?
Ooh, I don't like to put limitations on us like that, but shit, you never know. But I definitely think that they really they impacted the course of us uniting and creating music together, right? Because if they weren't in the same household as INF and Smoke, then fuck, those dudes probably wouldn't be making music at the age they were,
Bro, Ticker's fucking underrated, G.
Bro, that's that kind of like if you know type shit, eh? Like,
I got onto.
We've been trying to like get them back in the studio, eh? Because these guys, they put the mic down, they're no longer rapping and stuff, and like fuck, we're this close, G.
Okay.
This close to like locking something in. So
I know there'll be a lot
of people hyped. In the future.
I know there will be a lot of people hyped. Like, first time I heard them was on Major Flavors, and then I was like, yo, fuck, I need to invest some time into this shit. And then back in those days, there was no Spotify. You had to go out and fucking hunt for that shit. And bro, and then when Dawn Raid came out and they had that shit going on, and then they went to Breaking Records, it was like, oh shit, like these dudes are straight up. But that, bro, I hope they come. I hope we get, because bro, I do get the same feels, eh? When I'm listening to your music, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you can feel it, especially INF stuff.
Bro, there's levels to the shit, eh? And those dudes, fuck, they're A1. Like I think it was like Stony Hunger era, sorry. We're working on that album, and I think J1 came into the studio just to like listen to what we had done, vibe out, chill and shit like that. And then I think Smoke managed to get him, or I think maybe he was on it, Horsey, and then he just was like, oh, yo, let me spit some shit. So he spit some raps to like over one of Smoke's beats, and like, it was just like one take, Buzz. But Smoke played it back to us, eh? And bro, like honestly, he sounded fire over like modern day production, eh? Like, fuck, if these dudes like, really wanted to, they could really flex and just like fucking drop another album that would fucking, I don't know. I would love to hear Smokey produce a whole album for them, eh?
Bro, that would be fuck, bro. Let's not get my fucking hopes up here, cause that would be next level, cuz I would fucking, that would be the shit, yo. Fuck, you got me hyped now, bae. Fuck,
Bro, like honestly, when we heard that shit, we were like, fuck, let's just add some verses around that shit, and that's a song. But um, I think J1 was like, nah, Jack, that was just just for fun. But
fuck.
That's our goal, to try to get a song with RES. That'll just be some full circle type shit,
Yo, fuck, it would, bro. It would be like the circle of fucking Stony Hunger, G.
Or hard out.
On Pride Rock, G, holding up the fucking the trophies, cuz that's
Right, and you know the fucking the slogan for Onehunga is something old, something new. So fuck, it says it there. Like, on this photo you can't see it, it's on the other one up top. But bro, that explains the fucking the whole thing. Full circle. RES, Swit it.
All right, bro. Bro, what was the feeling the first time you ever entered like a real studio, like a legit one? How was that feeling, bro?
Shit, I don't know. I remember the first time I was in like a proper studio with proper equipment and shit. It wasn't that bad, eh? Like I felt kind of good just because it was only the engineer there. Shout out to Dan Moby. But it was just him there, so it wasn't like the pressure of like fuck being at this fucking official place of like all these eyes and stuff. It was just me and him, so it was a bit more comfortable, and I had met him already, so it was all good. It was just kind of like me doing my regular thing, but over like actual equipment rather than like rapping into the speaker on the laptop.
Yeah.
But it was a buzz, eh? Like it definitely was a buzz, because we're so used to like that whole DIY shit.
Yeah.
Where like INF had his laptop, we used to put the bandana over the mic right near where the webcam is.
Yo.
There's that mic right there. We used to put the bandana over it, spit into that stuff. Back then, the program we were using was Acid Pro. So we used to record our vocals on Acid Pro.
Wow.
I don't know how the fuck he knew what he was doing, but he used to like do all the levels and kind of mix it to sound right. And then that's how we used to record our shit and just have it over that. But going back to Dan Morby, his connection was he was the engineer for Breaking Records, so he had recorded RES's like the most recent album, and so he was kind of like, he knew that we were doing shit from 3-on-2. He's based out there. Our stuff was kind of bubbling, and he kind of just reached out like, yo, if you ever need a spot to record shit at, mix and mastering and whatnot, that he'll suss it. So fuck, straight away we're kind of like, yo, because our whole journey doing this music shit was like, we were just doing it for fun, doing it for fun and just putting it out there, just for us and for our friends and stuff like that. And then we started getting like positive feedback. People started listening and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, we should take this, I guess, semi-seriously. So when he sort of approached us with that proposition, I was kind of like, yo, that's us, let's take it. And then we just started recording. And then one of our first ever EP, Summer Madness, Spycc and INF, we recorded that there, and he mixed and mastered it.
Oh man, bro, because the first EP that I kind of heard was probably sort of versus Everybody, or even the bootleg Stony Hunger one. And bro, like if you look back on that now, bro, when was that? Like, oh no, the first one was Sweater versus Everyone, right? Yo. Bro, who did that cover, G? Bro, that cover's fire.
Elliot did it. Fuck, what's his name?
SQ.
What's this? No, not SQ.
No.
Little Owls. Fuck, I forgot his hit. But Little Owls did it. Bro, that dude's a mastermind, ain't he?
You could put that on a fucking t-shirt, bro.
Bro,
that shit
I still want to,
Hard.
Fuck that dude. That dude's a buzzy dude, bro. Like he has his own way of doing shit, Like I remember when we first met him, when someone's Deuce. That's it. Deuce. So gee, when he first did our shit, right, it was like, fuck, this is fire. He got all the like fucking landmark different spots in Onehunga. And when we first seen him, I think we were celebrating the release of that album or something, or maybe it was like something. We were celebrating something anyway at SQ and SQ's old spot on Princess Street. And then Deuce was there, and it was the first time actually officially meeting him. So I walked up like, yo, Sean, my G, fuck, I really appreciate you doing that that artwork. It's fucking fire. And he was like, I don't want to do that fucking artwork. And then I was like, oh, huh? And he was like, I don't want to do that fucking artwork. I don't even want to fucking do that artwork. Gee, fuck, I was kind of caught off guard, eh? Like, I was kind of like, hey, fuck's this dude up to? And I was like, semi-horsed, and I was kind of like, fucking trying to read the room, like, is this how he normally is? Or is this dude trying to step to me or something, blah, blah, blah. The SQ came over and he's like, oh, no, it's all good, blah, blah, blah. And then, fuck, that was that. And in my mind, I was just kind of like, man, fuck that dude. But after that, got to know each other and it was all good. He was just horsey. But yeah, I thought that would just be a funny thing to share. The first time I ever met BC.
One of those angry horsey cats.
But I was just crack up because I was just on those like fucking, those little kid ones like, bro, thank you so much, man, for doing it. And he was just like, I don't fucking do that shit. I was like, oh shit.
Fuck.
Alrighty then.
Fucking hell. So like, because the Most Electrifying EP came out with the, like after that one, was after around the same time, right? It was in the same year, I think. And bro, like fucking, what was life like, bro? Oh no, sorry. After Sweat It versus Everybody, did life change after 312 came out? And the fucking, and then bro, when was the moment when you just went, fuck, bro, things are different now, cuz?
I don't really know, I don't really know too much. Like, I think like when I really sunk in for me, I guess like the stuff that we were doing and like the platform that we, had built. I think it was like Steady Hunger era, like during that period. But before then, bro, we're just enjoying the journey, Like we're too busy grinding, making music, doing everything that's involved of trying to get your stuff out there to be really focused on like what was actually happening around us,
Yeah.
And I feel like I really sort of hit me, I guess, like Stony Hunger period. And just like, when we'll do shows, people would all rock up in Hawaiian shirts and stuff. And I feel like that's when it really sort of, that will like, I guess people were listening to our stuff,
Yeah. That's buzzy, G. Straight up. Fucking hell. Was it like, I think, bro, the first time I kind of like, I don't want to say on the radar, bro, but like that people started was like No Parties in Stony Hunger.
Yo.
Bro, what was that? Like, fuck, that was a crazy time in hip hop, bro, at that time. I think the downfall, or not the downfall, but, things were coming down off the fucking Scribe shit. And then also, like, the new guys, there was no new people coming in. And you guys fucking woke everyone up, G. It was fucking mean.
Yeah, nah, honestly, like, yeah, there's a combination of things, but, Smoke had just got that placement on J Rock's record. And fuck, he went to LA, did all that, came back, and he sort of just came back a fresh day, and it was kind of like on that, like, yo, we're not working hard enough. We need to be doing this. We need to be grinding, making music more regular, putting stuff out, etc. And it kind of like lit a fire, I guess, for the boys. And so we were more like, we're more focused, I guess, on like creating music.
Yeah.
And during that period, that's when he was managed by Andy Manane. So Andy Manane sort of came into the fold, who was based at where Askew was. Askew's studio space down on Princess Street. And so it's kind of like us coming in there, not really sort of ever stepping into like that industry space before, just kind of doing our thing on the internet, done little radio stuff here, blah, blah, blah. But it was kind of like our first time stepping forward into that industry space. And it was really like, we'll creating the music, but it was like having Askew right there, like, fully invested, Andy fully invested. And it was kind of just like, everyone's ideas, and then really them just like fucking pushing that shit forward, to get going. And I think, props to them, especially back then, because like, we were just some fucking dudes who made it out of music out of love, and just was really sort of transitioning into like a sort of, I guess, like a business per
Yeah.
se.
Because I
But
mean, you suppose you got to switch it, right? It turns
yeah,
from fucking just doing it out of fucking Princess Street and Alfred, and then jumping into some real shit, you know?
yeah. No,
Gotta
but
have.
it's cool though, because like, I guess for us it was like because like say like we're all making music, right? Sweat. We're always in the studio playing shit. Our friends, who have a bias to whatever we make, regardless, because we're their friends, etc. It's always gonna be like, yo, this is it, this is fire, drop this shit. But the fact that we had this other other like outer layer of people, like say like the Andes, SQ, and like a bunch of other people, sort of feeding off what music we're making, and like I guess like saying like that's not it, or that's fire. It's sort of, I guess it sort of made us hone our craft a bit more,
Yeah. It's
compared
serious,
to just
right?
like, because like honestly, gee, like before it was like we used to make shit, we used to be like, fuck, that's it, that's fire, drop that shit, you know what I mean? But it sort of added like a different sort of process to it, where it was kind of like just refining stuff and making sure the product that we did put forward was there was a reason behind it,
Yeah.
there was purpose,
Bro,
opposed to us just being like we made it.
let's get into Stony Hunger, bro, because fucking hell. When that shit was fire, G, like, when that shit came out, it made you realize, shit, these fellas are fucking serious about that shit, yo. And there's a
Yeah.
couple, like, I put it in the chat right now, yo, like there's, like, I want to know who's, what everybody's favorite track is. But for you, bro, like, from a lyricist standpoint, for your own performance, bro, what do you reckon's the best, like, verse that you had on that album, cuz?
Which one? Steady Hunger?
Stony Hunger, bro.
Shit.
Personally, cuz. Doesn't have to be a banger.
I think one of my favorite, like, probably was Little Did She Know. I felt like it's hard to explain, eh?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to articulate, but it's like what do you call though? Like, say you got a song that's like it's got a bounce to it, sort of like a party element. Like you still wanna spit bars, you still wanna spit a message, but you don't want that to like oversaturate the song itself,
Yeah.
where it's like you go lyrical smirical when it's like, spiritual, whatever, you gotta like read the room. So for me, I felt like there was a good balance in that, and me like sort of just like, still spitting facts, spitting the experience, painting the story, but still catering to the landscape of that instrumental. It was like a fun, happy vibe, and I feel like that one delivered that one to a T.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, did anybody approach you guys and you're like, yo, this is gonna be our first fucking it's what, like a single and shit like that, or was it not like that with you fellas?
Um, no, it was pretty much up to us. Say like, and mind you, like that whole formula, like that radio single formula, that was sort of out of date. Coming to that spot where it's kind of like you lead with like a girl song, that kind of vibe. It was like that wasn't really our approach to it, and I feel like Andy and that understood that too. So that's why our first drop out of the album was Alfred and Church. Because really, what we're trying to think of our point of difference, what we're bringing to the table is like we're a group. That's the first thing. Then it's like, we're a group from Onehunga. Then it's the energy, it's the the charisma, the confidence, the Hawaiian shirts, and then it's like the album is built upon our stories and our experiences growing up in that area. Was like, why not sort of do Alfred and Church, which is pretty much a summary of our existence there. And so we're all on board for that. Like, I guess people usually would think, oh, no, you got to do something like a radio record, but we're just like, we just wanted to go forward with that song, and yeah, the rest is history.
Bro, right now on the chat, bro, we've had 16 people vote, bro, and it's everything, bro. Like it's pretty even on everything. Oh, Player of the Day got that one over there. But yeah, bro, like I think beginning to end, it's like a story, right? Was that kind of like when you guys went into making that album, you're like, yo, we want to make it a story, or did it just end up like that?
No. I guess like that's the kind of music we make too. It's like speaking on our experiences, social commentary, and so yeah, we really wanted to like encompass our experience in growing up in Onehunga and like what we got up to and what we did. And we're big fans of hip hop, and I guess like we're looking, we looked back at all the OG albums that we liked, and we looked at the elements in those albums, what made those albums great, like the skits and stuff like that. And so I feel like that's what we did. It was kind of like we studied, we looked at what made all those albums great, and we just kind of combined that and put it into the music.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we kind of structured it, kind of like it was a movie, with the skits here and there.
Uncle Roadworks in the chat said it felt like the Onehunga version of Good Kid, Mad City, which fucking I never thought about that, but I fucking agree, bro. It was the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it was important to do like storytelling, storytelling, but then not doing it to where it's just like not creating music that's only built for the headphones. We wanted to build it for a space where people could be at a party and listen to that stuff, or festival,
Yeah.
Any sort of environment. So I guess that's why we sort of made it diverse in terms of the sound, but the content was still it was all story mode, like talking about our upbringing and shit we got up to.
Yeah, it was it's interesting that you said that, like because yeah, like around the formula, and you guys just went, nah, fuck that. But there's still execs out there. Excuse me. There's still execs out there that are like, nah. We still got to do the formula, And it was cool that you found people that were like, nah, actually, fuck the formula. This is what, hey, these fellas want to do this. This is their fucking art. Let's let them fucking do whatever they want.
Well, I think the thing you got to realize is like, bro, all the blueprints are out there, all the formulas are out there. You just got to look at every successful musician and look at their formula, what they did, to get there. But the thing is, if you apply that to yourself, it won't work.
Yeah,
it's not going to work like that. So I guess all you can do really is just like it's like research, looking at what each successful person did, what they did that like the mistakes they made, to not make those mistakes, but kind of like the good parts of everything, and then kind of just put your own spin on the day. Like I feel like that's important. And it's just important to be like put all your effort into the music.
Yeah.
But shit, if the music isn't good, isn't genuine, then it's only going to go so far. There's going to be limitations.
Speaking of like, oh sorry, brother. Speaking of like blueprints and taking good things out of, things. Who influenced your flow and your style of rapping, G? Like I feel there's a little pock in there, G. Like I can sense a little bit in there. And but bro, correct me if I'm wrong. I might be fucking all shit. But who would you like say you kind of took little bits of?
I don't know, like not really flow wise, but definitely Tupac. Like Pac was someone that I listened to. Like that's my favorite rapper, hands down, over everybody. And I felt like the impact that he made, to the world, and I guess for music listeners and consumers, like that's something that I wanted to do. Like I wanted to create music that the effect that his music had on me growing up, I wanted to kind of do the same for people out there. And I think that's why it's it's important touching on like real experiences, good and bad, and like important issues like mental health, racism and stuff like that. And because people identify with like issues, and they can relate to them. And I feel like it's important because sometimes people keep all these emotions and stuff built up, unguarded. But like to see that someone else is speaking more openly about it, I guess they'll will still a bit of confidence to think that, oh yeah, there's other people out there that feel the same way I do. And make them normalize it, I guess. Yeah. Those kind of conversations there.
Yeah. We'll get to that later, because I gotta I really felt like I could think. But in terms of like flow, bro, is that all you, G? Are you just like, yo, this just came out like that? Or
to be honest, I don't know. Wait, someone's flow that I was always a fan of was BG Knockout. If you know who BG Knockout is, you're the man. But
fuck, I don't know who that is, G. Fuck.
YouTube, BG Knockout.
Okay.
That's my favorite flow of all time.
Oh, okay.
My favorite cadence.
I gotta get my homework done, G. Fucking hell. Bro, on that album, bro, there's Ric Flair, G. Okay, and I don't know if you know this, bro, but my big thing, bro, I love Ric Flair, G. And I'm gonna say this: if anybody's in the chat, fucking fill that shit up with woos, G. Okay, Ric Flair is my G. Okay, there you go, bro. If you have a look at that chat, it's gonna get wild soon. But like, bro, who came up with the idea to do that song, my bro?
Yo, that was me.
Yo.
It was me and Smirk. Me and Smirk were jamming one time. Fuck. I forgot what the inspiration was behind the day. Honestly, it was something. I think it started. We're thinking of like famous people and like making a song. Like I think we were thinking of like doing like a Jonah Lomu one or something. Like we're thinking of like how to use his name in a hook, and then somehow went to wrestling and just thought of Ric Flair because you know his woo, like the ad lib and I think I wrote that hook pretty fast, but I was looking at Wikipedia and looking at his nickname. Fuck, how does the end of the hook go?
It goes, jet flying, wheeling dealing, son of a gun, kid stealing. Yeah.
He goes whatever. I can't even remember the lyrics to be honest for that part. But yeah, that's his actual like one of his nicknames. So I was like, fuck, that's a bar right there. Like just incorporate that into the hook, and then INF came through and did all the ad libs. And the rest is history. But that's one of my favorite songs to perform to this day.
Yeah.
I still like performing that song.
Bro, like speaking of Ric Flair, G, like did people ever hit you guys up?
No.
Fuck.
We used to get hit up by heaps of people saying, the Amigos jacked your shit. You guys made the first Ric Flair song. But like people have done Ric Flair stuff way before us. But I think it was just the timing because when we dropped that, it was like months later, the Amigos dropped their one. And then people were just making that comparison.
Ric Flair's notorious, G, for fucking suing people, eh?
For real?
Bro, for real, G. He's notorious. He goes around, that's why I asked you. I was like, fuck. Bro, he just comes out of the blues like, nah, fuck, that's my shit. He reckons like, yo, that's all he's like, yeah, he hits up everyone about that shit. I think he's on his last legs and he's just like trying to get some fucking secure the bag before he dies.
Yeah, we're probably we're too minor, G. It's not on his radar.
That's true.
But Buzzy that though.
Speaking of wrestling, cuzzy, Goldberg or Stone Cold, bro, in their prime, cuz. One match, who's winning that shit?
Stone Cold. Yeah, Stone Cold. Like I was a fan of both. Like I'm a fan of both, but nah, just Stone Cold, G.
Were you a WCW guy or WWF guy?
WWF.
Yeah. Did you watch both though?
I watched both, G. Like I watched both, but I just like WWF better.
Yo, hard. Fuck, there was some crazy fucking attitude era. Like, bro, shit.
Even though the promos and shit, that's why like we did all those promos like for Stony Hunger, like with Boomer and that acting out, their wrestling characters and shit. Because bro, their promos were fucking on back then,
Who would be Boomer's spirit wrestler, G? If you could say, yo, that's him.
Fuck, 100%. He's Goldust, G.
Boom dust up.
100%, bro. That dude's Goldust, bro. Like just the finesse. The finesse that Goldust brings to the ring, that's what Boomer brings to to the stage. When he rocks up to the stage, bro, that's Goldust. The Salmon Goldust, G. Straight
up. You gotta think about it, G. Like Goldust had to kind of put this whole feminine kind of thing on, and bro, he killed that shit. He's the man, bro. And
bro, he's the man, G. He's the man.
And bro, never won the WWF championship ever. It's fucking
discrimination,
disgusting.
G.
Hard.
Discrimination. If the LGBTQ movement was big back then, they would have rallied for that shit. That's discrimination right there.
Hardcore. And then, but yeah, bro, like there was some crazy, bro. Remember old Goldust and Booker T, bro? They were the best, G. Straight up.
Bro, I felt like wrestling back then, they normalized heaps of stuff, Like I felt like that was like, it gets somewhat not really accepted on like mainstream, television and that. I feel like they broke a lot of grounds,
But Vince is a dirty cunt though, Let's be honest.
Bro. I would not like to spend the day in that guy's shoe, like in that guy's mind, bro.
Fuck, bro.
That guy's mind,
Bro, have you seen the Undertaker documentary, bro?
Nah. But I heard it's good, I heard it's
good,
like
bro.
solid, like up there with MJ's one.
It's good. But like there's this one time, bro, and Vince comes out of the shower, G. Fuck, he was like, oh, Vince is just going to the shower, he'll come out. And he comes out, bro, in the shirt, G, and it's like too small for the cat. and he's just like strutting around like, oh, I'm a bit swollen at the moment. And I was like, fuck, he's like that in real life, bro. He's
Bro,
fucking out of it, dude.
he's a stud dude though, bro. Like old ass, but just fucking. So like, bro, you already know he's on the gear, heavy,
Hard.
but he's still the man though. Like, like I seen on IG Rikishi. There was that one where The Rock made him like, I think it was like telling him to kiss Rikishi's ass, and it was like his acting was crack up, but then The Rock ends up just grabbing him and forcing it in while like Rikishi's like fucking twerking, bro. That shit was mad funny.
That's how you get herpes on your lips, G. Fuck the KFC.
Bro, you sound like you're speaking from experience.
Bro, let's not go. This is my podcast, G. I just want to let you know. Okay? I tell the stories. Bro, have you ever claimed to be related to The Rock? Be honest.
Nah, Jack.
Fuck.
Because you have to be Samoan to be able to do that.
Yeah, but no, you just
Stay
go
away,
yeah,
like
on my uncle's brother's side. He's
or
married
else,
to
like honestly, people were either related to The Rock or Sonny Bill Williams. G.
And
The
with
amount of
Sonny
Sonny
Bill
Bill Williams, my cousin I heard growing up. Damn, G.
Bro, now it's Steven Adams, G.
For real?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, a lot of young Tongan athletes are like, yo, that's my guy, that's my uncle.
Shit.
Yo, and then but nah, bro, fucking everybody, bro. I think I've said I was related to The Rock at one point in my life.
For real?
Hard. Why not? Fuck.
Nah, to be honest, G, because I could never do The Rock's eyebrow.
Oh, what? Bro, you gotta train that shit. That was the
Honestly,
ladies. That was the
like I was the only person who couldn't do that. So I substituted The Rock's eyebrow for Jonah Lomu's eyebrow, G, and did the thickest one, where I couldn't do another one because it was so thick, G. Fuck, I almost didn't want to go school, eh?
Oh fuck, bro. There was some fucking good wrestling in those days, eh? Like, bro, WCW had all those cruiserweights.
Yo,
that was the jam, bro. Bro, who's your favorite cruiserweight from WCW of all time?
Shit. I can't even think of who was cruiserweights back then.
There's like Juventud Guerrero, bro. Remember that kid? Eddie Guerrero. Even Billy Kidman was the man.
Eddie's up there just because it's mullet, G. It's mullet alone, G.
Straight up though. The WCW Eddie Guerrero's mullet.
Yeah.
Yep. Who else had one? The Nasty Boys had a couple mullies.
Yeah. Fuck, that was bro, those days, that was when you didn't want to believe all that talk that wrestling wasn't real, eh?
Hard.
You were just like, nah, G, this shit is real. And then there would be those odd episodes where people have that blood coming out, and you're like, fuck, I told you. That's real, G. He's bleeding.
I told you, G. See, I told you, fucking hell. Yeah, there was some really fucking weird storylines on WCW. Some real. After kind of bro, Sting was the man too, G. Straight up.
Bro, Sting was bad. Especially his entrance, coming down from the fucking ceiling, Gee, that's goals. When we do our tour shows and that, that would be dope to do. Just fucking come down from the ceiling, G.
Gotta be careful though, G. You know what happened in the Owen Hart, G.
Bro, that period, that's what made me think, fuck, this is real. Because that man died. That man actually died, G.
Yeah.
And I remember that period, I think one episode was all the wrestlers just fucking having heart-to-hearts about how their relationship with him, how good of a man he was outside the sport, and they were all in tears, G. And I was kind of it was mad confusing, shit.
Just didn't know, eh? You didn't know if it was real or
you
not.
just didn't know if it was real or not for a bit, but because this wasn't fucking Twitter and shit was active back in those days, so it's kind of you didn't actually know. The only information you got fed from is what they showed you,
Pretty much, yeah. And then Chris Benoit shit went down, and you're like, hey, the fuck? And then Eddie Guerrero died first, and then
bro, his one, eh?
That one, bro, that one was.
I was out the gate, bro. That Chris Benoit stuff was crazy though.
Bro,
did they say that was that CTE?
Bro, yeah. You seen the documentary on this shit? Bro, you gotta look at that shit. Gee, that shit was crazy.
There's a documentary on it.
Yeah, bro. The Dark Side of Wrestling, they call it. Bro, I'll send you a link. Bro, it was next level, bro. Like they go in depth, bro, because they cut his brain up, eh?
So what was it actually CTE?
Yeah, bro, fucking big time. The dude
Shit.
was fucked up, like, yeah. And then like even like they had like text messages that he was sending all his mates the night before.
Yeah.
Bro, it was like, yo, make sure that it was like some whack shit. Like, make sure the rubbish is out and close the door behind you. And these dudes were like, hey, what the fuck? And then that was the last thing they sent. He sent them to like fucking like Chava Guerrero, all those cats. And they're like, what the fuck? And then yeah, next day he didn't show up to work, and that's what happened.
Damn, bro, that's scary, eh?
Crazy, bro.
That's mad scary for like even like all the NFL.
Bro, imagine the MMA guys. Fuck.
All the amount of damage, eh?
Hard, bro. Hard. Yeah, bro. But nah, fucking bro, who's the greatest tag team, bro, in your eyes?
Bro, the Usos. No.
Fuck.
I'm just saying that because they sound more.
I know there's some Tongan ones out there, bro.
Shit.
This old King Hakuji. Fuck.
Bro, shout out to him, eh?
Shout outs. APA.
What was those brothers? The brothers,
What, the Bushwhackers?
nah, fuck. Fuck, what was the name? I want to say Eddie.
Eddie and
Nah.
Chavo? No?
No, not Eddie. Bro, they had long hair and like we used to wear like real colorful shit.
Well, like Shawn Michaels in there.
No. Fuck, I forgot their name, eh?
What was it, like Attitude Era?
Yeah, Attitude Era. That's
Hardy Boys. Nah?
Hardy Boys, I think
Hardy
it was.
Boys.
Yeah.
Yo, they were fucking off the hook, yo. No shit.
Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys. Bro, my one was the older fucking... Bro, probably the Hart Foundation back in the day. Bret Hart and Neidhart. But there's some fucking good ones, bro. I used to like the Flock, bro. Remember those cats?
The who?
The Flock. There was Raven and his boys, and they used to sit. Remember they fucked up Goldberg that one time, guys. Fucked him up with the fucking stop sign, bro. Just a boom. And then that was it. Dudley Boys, bro. That's Dudley, Smokey.
Dudley Brothers.
Fucking yeah, boy.
But they were crack up, eh? Their outfits, like their get-ups and that.
And they used to put people through the tables.
Fuck, that's right.
Yo, fuck. That was, bro, that's going back, G.
What was that dude? Dark chocolate or sexual chocolate?
Oh, bro, that was
Mark Henry. Was it Mark Henry?
Yo, gee, fuck.
Wow, that dude was crap up, eh?
You know who else was off the chain, brother? Old Val Venus, cuz.
Bro, Val Venus, straight fucking.
Bro, he used to fucking slang dick hard on fucking in the cameras, dude, slanging mad dick to everybody.
Bro, that Tamagotchi, bro, that's Tamagotchi's favorite.
Oh, fuck.
That that Val Venus pose, bro. That's his go-to pose, bro.
That fucking hello, ladies. Oh, fuck.
Bro, he was the man, G. Like, honestly, Val Venus was the man, G.
Bro, his finishing move was called the money shot, G.
Well, that's fitting. That's fitting.
It is, bro. It is.
And the money shot.
Bro. Fuck, bro, there was so many good runs back there, back in the...
Bro, is Triple H still...
He's like in charge of shit now, I think.
Fuck, that dude, man. I find out that these dudes still, like Undertaker just retired, but how long these guys have been actually wrestling for, eh? Like, man.
Well, I mean, look at Ric Flair, bro. He was wrestling when he was like 57, 58.
Bruh, that's got to be out of love, eh?
Hard.
Like, I know money would be good, but like doing it for that long, like, fuck. I'm sure these dudes can retire, bro. Like, they got enough money to retire on it.
Easily, Bro, a lot of them do these fucking cameo things, eh? Like they'll like, oh yo, if you give me $700, I'll film a 30-minute like clip saying happy birthday and shit. Bro, They make bank on that shit.
That's crazy.
That's goals, G, right there.
Because Stone Cold got injured, eh? Was it his back?
Yeah, it's his back, I think.
Why he threw the talent?
He went out early though, compared to like the Undertaker.
Very hard.
And Triple H. He was fucking up there.
I feel like it was good when he went out. It was kind of like it kept that that mystique of like
he might come back one, see.
Yeah, and just like to the point where he didn't kind of play himself out a little bit,
Yeah, like Shawn Michaels. Right when Shawn Michaels left after Tyson knocked him out that one time.
Yeah. Oh,
it was like, oh yo, fucking maybe he's retired, and then he came back like a Christian dude, and I was like, oh fuck, I can't fuck
Yeah,
with
like
that, G.
they don't want to see that, eh?
Nah, I couldn't fuck with that. I was just like, nah, bro, actual, I can't fuck with that, eh? Like you were out fucking slanging dick around here for fucking how long with DX, bro? You a DX fan or you NWO, bro? Wolfpack.
Fuck, I like both, to be honest, eh? Like, there's a period I didn't like Wolfpack though. It
Were
was
you black and
DX.
white?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, I was too. I like Scott Hall, eh?
Yo.
Fuck, I like Scott Hall, but then he did that whole drunk thing, and I was like, oh, is this real or not? That's another thing, bro. I didn't know that was fucking real, and it was real. He was getting fucking toe up, doing lines in the back, and then coming out of wrestling.
Bro, I'm sure like most of them were like back then.
Hard.
Like,
bro, Ultimate Warrior was doing fucking lines, bro. Every of fucking whatever, fucking
that
sugar,
guy,
anything.
Bro, that guy had to be on the Cinnies, bro. That guy had to be on the Cinnies, G.
Bro, he was so fucking on it, eh? All the time, G. Fuck.
Nah, these, like, honestly, bro, that would have been the Wild Wild West back then. Like, these guys would have been on anything, everything.
Fuck.
Like, straight up.
Oh, bro. Anyway, bro, let's get back into the music, my G. There's a couple. I want to talk about No Emotions in the Wild, bro, for a second, bro. Like, some of the most fucking realist, fucking toxic masculinity bullshit, fuck that shit in your verse that I ever heard, G. What made you want to fucking speak on that stuff, bro?
I think it's just like, like, bro, it's such a prevalent issue, eh? Especially for our Pasifika and Maori communities, like, especially for the youth, bro, like the highest, suicide rates in the developed world. And I don't know, like I hadn't really heard anyone really speak on it in recent times, like, fully speak on it. I just felt like, man, this is such a important issue to speak on, and I guess I had my own thoughts about it and just my own experiences growing up, and I just felt like it was something that I wanted to touch on that I had never really rapped about before. And so it was just kind of like, yeah, it would be dope to do something, I guess, to be, vulnerable, real vulnerable in our music, because a lot of Switted's music is like, underpinned by like confidence and it's quite, braggadocious and a lot of bravado. So I felt like it would be awesome to kind of like peel back all those layers and just kind of come with something so raw and honest, and sort of, put you in a place very vulnerable, but speak on something, very important, especially for our communities, eh?
Yeah. It was very it was, bro. It was very raw. It was very to the point. There was no fucking sugarcoating shit. And I think at that time, bro, like, people really needed to hear that shit, because at that time, that's when the suicide rates were going crazy. And everybody acted like they didn't know why. And that's why I think it was really important, like, listening to that shit. I was like, actually, man, like, fuck, that was some deep shit, bro. Like, really deep, and fucking it cut, bro. Because, bro, I've had fucking suicide in my family and my boys in school,
Yeah.
And it hits everyone, bro.
Bro, because it's not a common conversation, bro, in our communities and our circles and that. And I feel like I don't know, but I feel like, man, there could have been a period that I felt depressed, but I just didn't know what it was.
Hey,
and maybe I just thought I was down. But in knowing that, you're brought up with this culture of being like, harden up, be a man, stop being a pussy. And so I guess, that's so ingrained in us. It's like, maybe when I did feel those kind of feelings, I kind of, that was in my mind, and I was just kind of like, nah, you're just being a pussy, get over it. And I kind of feel like, maybe lucky for me, maybe I had like more of a support system around me. Maybe I had like more protective factors than a lot of people have, to where it didn't push me over the edge. But I feel like, a lot of people aren't as, I guess, fortunate for having like support or different things in play that help them, stay clear from, doing that.
Yeah, bro.
So I guess, it was important, I guess, for me to speak on it, just seeing, looking at the rates and looking at people affected, and even just looking at like, 2020, toxic masculinity is still massive, like it's still a huge thing,
Hard.
Telling people to harden up, and it's just whack, it's super whack. And I guess being male, having that privilege of being a male, being a Pacifica male, having somewhat of a platform, and I guess speaking out on it, like calling it out, saying it's whack is important. I guess in like modeling, pro-social behaviors for the next generation to be like, see, like, oh shit, we listened to those dudes. They were confidently speaking about it as if it was whack. I'm not gonna continue that behavior on with the next gen or those around me.
Yeah, because it's very
Sort of,
like yeah,
break the cycle.
it is a very uncomfortable conversation, but it needs to happen. And I think I think like I think at the start of your kind of I want to say career, but like when you started rapping, bro, and like at your age and things like that, you would have gone, nah, I don't want to fucking rap about that shit. But now, bro, that you have a platform, it's fucking inspiring, bro. That you're like, you know what? We're just gonna rattle off and talk about, and I'm gonna open this can of sardines up, and we're gonna have a chat about this shit. It's fucking great, brother.
Yeah, I think like I would never want to put the onus on other people to be like, yo, fuck, you better use your platform for good, yada yada. Like everyone can do whatever they want with their platform. And it's not to say that we're always positive with our music and whatnot, but I guess for me personally, and I know the boys were on the same page as me, it's like, that shit it was mad important, eh? Like it's mad important to us to speak on these subjects. And it's not like we're searching for these subjects to talk about. It just comes to us, it's natural.
Yeah.
We're in the session. I think when I wrote No Emotions in the Wild, I was like, I had that idea, that whole King of the Jungle idea, right?
Yeah.
And just sort of framing it around that. And I was like, this can't be like a regular song. It's got to be sort of structured differently, almost like an interlude. And I think I was just writing, I was just writing, and all that shit was just coming out that I was penning. And fuck, it just came out perfectly, just because I think about especially times growing up when I guess I felt my most vulnerable, and the male figures that I looked up to in my life, and those like moments of weakness, they said to me like, harden up, like be a man, there's a lot of that kind of conversation. So I felt like that really impacted me, and thinking, yo, that's how I need to be. I need to be like, I don't have emotions, I'm not affected, harden up kind of mentality. And I guess you fall victim to it when you start saying it to other people,
Yeah.
other people who are reaching out to you and like, maybe showcasing some like, vulnerability, or like they're dealing with something. You're just like, bro, harden up, man.
Hard.
Or you play it.
I'm guilty of that, bro. I do that to my kids, bro. Harden up, Adji. What are you up to?
You play it off as like humor, eh?
Yeah.
It was like, bro, here's a cup of concrete, harden up. But I
Yeah.
feel like as like it might seem minimal, way. It might not seem like it affects anyone at that point in time, but I reckon it's the wrong message to send out, eh? And I just reckon that's that whole patriarchy shit,
Hard, bro. And it's the Kiwi fucking, the Bushman kind of fucking shit, when people brought them over and they were like, hey, all good, fucking, yo, we'll cut down a couple trees and fucking share some sheep and all good. And it's that societal fucking thing, where it's all good. But I got a dude called Uscott Game, bro, in the chat. And he said, I opened up to one of the boys recently and Gefs, he don't look at me the same now. And I was like, bro, good on you, cuz. It's those people that we need more of, eh?
Yeah, well, I guess like, you got to look at it like those people that are around you. And if you can't have those, those kind of conversations with them, then like, sometimes maybe that person shouldn't really be around you,
Hard,
to that degree, maybe,
Yeah. But this is why, this is the first, like, when No Emotions came out, and I was like, bro, this is some deep shit. Like, this is great. Because, like, for me, Suda was, see what I did there? It was all that fucking hard shit, that fucking banger shit. And then this came out, and I was like, oh, okay, here we go. This is my kind of shit, the conscious rapper shit. And then, and that's why I said, bro, when I said, bro, I reckon there's some puck like influence, because then Bunga came out and fuck, bro, that shit hit hard, bro, with me. And we talked about that. Bro, what was the process behind writing like those lyrics, bro? for Bunga?
um, I
Everyday
had that
life, I
idea,
suppose.
right?
Yeah.
I had that idea, like I wanted to speak about, because like it's just like, to be honest, bro, it's just like as any writer, lyricist would know, is like you're just inspired from what's around you. And I guess I was in the media, seeing a lot of shit happening, like the whole how the media frames the public's perception, and kind of looking at like talking about like what we mentioned before, like talking about like um when they're doing good, they're in all black. Then like as soon as they do something negative, then it's all of a sudden they're the Samoan player or this Tongan player, this Maori player, you know, from the area. And I just kind of felt like, fuck, that's the the systems in which we were raised in, like that whole perception of being like you're only sort of good enough if we say you're good enough, and then if you're not, then you're not good enough. And it's like kind of being like that whole acceptance of being accepted in the society, but it's kind of like like fuck all that, like we're great in our own right. And I felt like in terms of I was just starting from there, and I was just thinking about my own experiences, like growing up, shit that's going on, shit in the past, like the Dawn raids, all that period. And I just felt like I don't know, I hadn't really like seen anyone really kind of speak on the experience of like a Pacifica person and like growing up in New Zealand, or living in New Zealand. And I felt like I don't know, it was just like that's something important to talk on, eh? And then
It was very, very, very important, cuz.
the writing process for that was just like I find the writing process for those kind of songs so easy, because it's just like fuck, the song just writes itself,
Mm,
I'm just like the vehicle, but
yeah.
it's just writing itself. And yeah, it's hard to I don't know, it's hard to explain, like how it really came about. It just influenced by past and present, future, and just felt it needed to be addressed.
Yeah. I'm a massive fan of like that kind of shit, like, your Commons and your even Kendrick's to a certain degree, like that there's a meaning behind stuff, and it's not just like fuck bitches get money,
Yeah,
and to me, before that, rap was about, yo, I can't really think of like another, I can't think of another song that came out, bro, that was that impactful in real life shit. Like, yeah, no,
mm,
you get your, and no disrespect to Day Hummel. I got mad love for Day Hummel. But Day Hummel was like, yo, he saw, oh shit, Ja Rule and all those dudes talk about fucking fat booty bitches and fucking mags on the rims and spinners and shit. And then that kind of led on to a lot of people going, yo, okay, fuck, maybe that's where I need to go, right? And
yeah,
then I can only say it's you and fucking Tom Scott that are ready to just go, David Dallas to a certain degree as well. And there's probably some other like underground dudes that are like, yo, fucking A. But like, bruv, like it was like, holy shit, like, and bro, I've got mad respect for that. And that's why, like, I reckon for New Zealand hip hop, for me, that's like on the same level as like a like mindfulness of like a changes, and like those kind of real hard, like this is what we
yeah.
need to fucking do. And bro, I needed to, that's why this is really why I want to get you on, to just tell you, brother, fucking too much, cuz.
Nah, appreciate that, my G.
Cheer, brother.
But to be honest, bro, there's been like heaps of people before I even started rapping, started penning shit, and there's still a lot of people in the scene. The Diggies, Manu, Razor Beezer, Mellow. Fuck, there's a whole scene, bro. There's a whole scene of people spitting real facts, the truth, and you know, I guess we're just fortunate, I guess, that we had a platform at the time of releasing stuff like that. But nah, bro, we're not the only ones. Like if you search deeper into like the NZ hip hop scene, the current scene, bro, there's a lot of talent. And like honestly, it's a great time to be part of the scene, eh? To be honest,
Hard.
it's a
Bro,
solid
because
time part of the scene.
bro, I only do this like so on my full time job, bro. I'm a teacher and for intermediate, bro. And bro, I was like, we learned about the dawn raids, we learned about everything, and then I was like, fuck it, bro. Like these, I'm gonna show them what you did. And so we went through there, bro, and I was like, listen to the lyrics. I gave them each some lyrics, and I said, we got to go through this, man. This is what's
Yeah.
happening. And bro, they were like fans after that, bro. And I was like, good, like and these are intermediate kids, and
Yeah.
so bro, like I know I'll probably get in trouble if I got snapped. Like I know if the parents come at me, I might lose my fucking job. But it was worth it, because they need to hear this kind of stuff because they're out here doing all these TikTok dances and all this fucking N-word this, N-word that. But at the end of the day, like you got to look in your own backyard, and it was really cool, bro. It's a fucking lovely track, cuz.
Yo, I appreciate that. But I also think like just talking about music and shit like that, like fuck, there's a place for all music, eh? Like I ain't trying to fucking listen to bunga when I'm getting lit with the homies. Like, you know what I mean? Like I ain't trying to listen to that shit. Like that's why I think there's a space for everything. Music is subjective, especially to the listener and what they want out of music or what they want to consume. So it'll always be a subjective topic. But yeah, I guess for us personally, just speaking for muscles, was important for us to put that message out there.
Did you get any fucking side eyes, bro? Stink eyes from some fucking palangis at the like? Have you come across any of that shit with that track?
Bro, you see that shit all day if you go on like the fucking the Herald comment section or like stuff comment section. Like that shit's fucking all day, but it's just noise to us. It doesn't affect us at all, G. Like the positives always outweigh the negatives for us, and the amount of messages we received, like from all types of people. It's even like a lot of teachers hit us up during that period we dropped them. We're just saying thank you so much. Like a lot of PI teachers too, saying that it's such an important subject, and we're so proud that you guys spoke up, with such confidence with the platform that you have. And so that was cool to us. Like
cool.
Like what you're saying, like people from them showing to their classes about it, and I guess they kind of weaved it in with like teaching the kids about the Dawn Raid, period. Because like to be honest, like when I was in school, fuck, we didn't talk about no like current affairs in terms of like history and what happened here, in terms of colonization and with the Maori and like Treaty of Waitangi. We barely touched on that. Like I felt like we learned more about foreign issues during that period than stuff that's relative to us and where we come from or where we live. So I feel like it's pretty dope that for these teachers to be like, well, showing our kids this stuff. And I'm not too sure what they teach on the curriculum these days, but
it's got nothing to do with
if they're not talking about the injustices that Maori have, historically dealt with here in Aotearoa, then
there's nothing, bro.
There's nothing wrong with that, eh?
There's nothing in the curriculum, cuz. Like nothing at all.
Like that. But that's so crazy, G. Like
I know.
Why is there not nothing?
Yeah.
Well, we know why, but I'm just saying, like,
we all know why, but
rhetorical question, like, why?
But
doesn't make any sense.
Me, bro, every day I'm just like middle fingers to that, G. I'm like, nah. We learned about the mole movement. We learned about all that stuff because, bro, I went to I didn't learn properly about the Dawn Raids and the mole movement until I went to university, bro, and that was like not straight out of high school. That was way after, and I was like, I was angry, bro. I was like, what the fuck is it taking me this long? And now that I know about it, I'm like, yo, I'm teaching my kids this stuff every year, like because it's crazy that we don't learn it.
Yeah, it's crazy how people perceive it. Like even me, like I was saying the other day, it's like when you're just speaking, you're trying to get your point across. Normally, that shit's just swept under the rug, and so people have to be vocal about the injustices that are going on here. They almost have to scream at the top of their lungs to be heard.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, fuck, they're aggressive. Maori aggressive. It's like, how the fuck are these people supposed to get their point across? It's like, it's been this many years and like there's still no change, and it's like, yeah, it's fucking crazy, bro.
Frustrating more than anything.
It's so crazy that we live in a place, and the indigenous people are treated the way they are, and it's like, bro, like the fact that I think that's what's so dope about I guess worldwide collectively how people are standing up, for Black Lives Matters. Like it's crazy that they have to even say Black Lives Matter, but it's just like the ripple effect, like the hard work that everyone's doing and protesting and all that kind of stuff over there. Like it's impacting here now. Like you're seeing all these statues, like from different areas, be taken down. I seen people talking about like renaming Hamilton or like Hamilton after its
Yeah.
actual name and stuff. And I think fuck, that's positive change. Like I know it's a small thing on the the grand scheme of stuff, but fuck, that's like it's a good place to start, I guess.
Hard, and at least exactly. At least we're getting somewhere, But nah, bro. Like that's why I just had to give you mad props on that, brother. Because fuck, bro, it was about time somebody kind of with a platform that kind of felt it was needed. And bro, that clip, that video is fucking bonkers, G. Like it's crazy, bro.
That's all. Shouts to Anahita Parata, bro. Like, well, we had an original white there, G, and it was like, well, kind of like, fuck, have you seen that Vince Staples song, and I think Future's in it. But so it's just showing them in the hood, right? In the hood doing like their just shows like everything that people think go on in the hood. And at the end, the person walks up, and it's almost like a window into the hood. And then on the other side of the window, it's like a white family, and they're just like all hanging out. It's like they're at the zoo, looking through this window, and they can see the hood.
Yeah.
And I thought, fuck, bro, that's so like impactful, like that message and that imagery. So in my mind, I was kind of like, fuck, let's kind of like take something from that, and let's start like the video for close up of someone's face, and it's slowly zooming out from their face as they're like lip syncing the words to Bunga. And then by the end of the song, when it fully zooms out, you see that they're standing in a lineup at the police station. And like on their card, they have like South Auckland. Like I just thought, imagery wise, that'd be a dope concept. Like you're wondering where's this person, and at the end you see they're in a lineup. But then she was like, "Fuck," saying there's way too many layers to this, way too many layers to the song and what it means, and talking about past, present, and future. She was like, we need to do it justice, and it needs to be more than that. Like that's a cool idea, but it's quite limiting, and it's kind of taking a negative approach and a negative perspective on, what we already know that society, I guess, how people frame us, or how the media frames us and our experience in Aotearoa. So she was kind of like, let's do something positive, where the foundation of the video is like enriched with like that family environment, because we're a collective. It's all about family and gatherings and stuff. And so she wanted to kind of showcase that family loving environment where we do what we do, and then it's like obstructed by this, like by the law, the police coming in, and it's kind of showcasing the fear in the family's eyes, and then showing what we see at the end when they come to ask for their passports and identification.
That shit was fucking lit. Like in terms of just like the symbolism of it, and also, I mean, bro, like the whole thing was just, it came together so well. And yeah, I was on those fucking boards, G, talking mad smack to any of those cats that were going hard out. And I know that's not what it was about, but
honestly, it's a waste of energy, G. Like honestly,
I know, but hey, I'm a petty motherfucker.
Okay? No. I'm not saying like you're the man, shot for that, but I'm saying like me personally, like I see that shit and it's just like, fuck, what can we like? If this person is still thinking like that's still their perspective in 2020, it's like holy fuck, like I don't know what can save you, G.
We just gotta wait for that generation to pass, yo. That's what it is actually, and that sucks, man.
Like that's I guess that's the crazy thing for me is like just looking at like racism here, racism globally, and like fuck, people still think that way, and it's like, who the fuck are these people hanging out with, or like who
who the fuck
who's in their communities for them to think this is normal, or to think that their perspective is justified? It's like, bro,
it's crazy.
You're living under a fucking rock, bro. If that's how you feel, like like I don't know. It's crazy to me that NZ is perceived as being like a multicultural country, yet there's not multicultural views. It's like this monocultural view of a Western view, and it's like it's fucking dated, bro. Ancient as
bro. It's that Kiwiana fucking bullshit. You right? Oh, Kiwiana, we're fucking this and this, and we got fucking Pavlovas and shit like that. It's like nah, bro. And the funniest thing is old Spycc, when he was on fucking Spell is the undisputed heavyweight champion of Instagram, my bro. In my eyes,
bro,
when he hit,
he's the fucking man, bro.
When he's the man, the fucking he was talking about how people would talk to him about being a New Zealander, and oh, you don't look like a New Zealander, and he goes, oh, yo, there's other guys that live in New Zealanders like Maoris,
Yeah.
and I was like, he's straight up the man, but he does it in a funny way, but it's just so fucking real, like.
Bro, but he has to, he probably has to do it in a funny way.
Yeah.
For people to like take it on board, because if he does it on a serious note, then you're fucking labeled, oh, this dude's aggressive, he's angry, he's violent. You know, that's how crazy it is. It's like how
exactly, right?
Anytime he ever speaks up, it's just like, wow, he's violent, blah blah, radical, this and that. But like, bro, we need people like that in our communities, fearless warriors who aren't afraid to speak up, who aren't afraid of like any repercussions, whether that be like, like people like losing employment and stuff like that, over like speaking honestly, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, bro, when you think about it, like, bro, African Americans had Malcolm X, bro, and he was just like, yo, any means necessary, cuz, yo, you're gonna hit us, we're gonna hit you back. And then they had like Martin Luther, which was the other way of it. It was like, hold up, peaceful kind of protest stuff. And it's good to have both, like, and it's, like you do see the duality between them, but at the same time, the message is the same. We just want to be treated equal. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, don't fucking put us on this on the basement when everybody else starts at the third floor. Fuck. Yeah.
Right. That's what it is.
That is, bro. Anyway, bro, let's move on, cause that's the shit, bro. You filled my void, G, on that shit, my cuz. So thank you, brother. Hey, question, bro. Is it true that the second album is always the hardest album to make, cuz?
I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon it is, because you've already set a standard. You've set the standard, and then like and I feel like it's that pressure. Maybe I didn't even think that like society's putting that pressure on you. It's your own pressure that you put on yourself to like deliver something, better. So I feel like from a creative perspective, yep, it can be.
Bro, that was a dope segue, AG. Let's be honest, G. Up there with John Campbell, bro. That's me.
Bro, you're a natural.
I am, bro. I am. Straight out of Rewa, G. All day. Bro, what's the most frustrating thing you wish you knew, or somebody told you, like making the first album that you know for the second album, bro?
Or like, sorry, say that again.
So what's that, like something that you know now that you wish you knew when you made Stony Hunger, that you know now, like in terms of, I don't know, production maybe, or just you, bro, as a lyricist, as a rapper. What's something that you wish you knew going into Stony Hunger that you know now?
Just how to make an album.
Yo?
Like, bro, it's not as easy as just saying, bro, I'm gonna make an album. I'm just gonna put, a random collection of songs together. Like, I don't know. For me, that's not how it works. It has to be cohesive. Has to be the perfect balance of like, happy, sad, upbeat, dark type music. Like, I don't know. Like every song has to have a purpose on the album, mate. And I feel like until you actually make an album, you'll truly understand that. Like, I don't know if that's how other people feel, but that's how I felt. Like after completing Stony Hunger, I felt like shit. I know how to make an album now, and I guess there's something going into like doing it. I didn't know. I just made songs, singular songs, and then put it out. Whereas in doing Stony Hunger was like a real process of like an intro, outro. Plus, like at the time when Andy was managing us, he kind of had all that like was like all the research he had, like, I guess, accumulated over his career of like certain areas where you put like this kind of single, or that kind of song stays at the back. In the first part, you need this kind of song. And I know that's a formula, but it was definitely something to go for us, like, in making Stony Hunger. Like, sort of gave us a bit more structure in the creative process where I felt like we could get something done, opposed to just making shit and being like, nah, the next shit's gonna be better, making something and then you never release anything.
Because even your fucking like COVID fucking quarantine freestyles were like, bro, like I was holding out every day for those shits, bro. When you drop it, I was like, fuck. Bro, there was one where you're wearing those kamikazes, bruv.
Yo.
God damn. I haven't seen a pair of those for a long time, bro. They came out like a couple of years ago. But bro, Sean Kemp was my G. I was all about that Sean Kemp life. But bro, there's a lot of stuff that you guys drop just randomly, eh? And it's like, holy fuck, because I feel that it's just like you guys are just like hoha, eh? Just want to get that shit out. Is that a true thing or nah?
Like in terms of, you mean like putting content out or just?
Yeah, just like your freestyles, like the Miggering fucking with INF did the Miggering thing. I was like,
No,
fuck.
that period, because like we couldn't meet up, like we couldn't have no studio sessions. Like, to be honest, like that period was supposed to be like rolling out new shit, and because we didn't have that, we're kind of like, fuck, how can we engage with people, still stay busy with music and also be creative ourselves, you know, sort of challenge ourselves. And so we're kind of like, oh fuck, let's pick a night, then we'll all release content. Each of us will release content on that particular night. So like on Mondays, I was like, I'll drop my COVID-19 freestyles. Wednesday, Smoke was like, I'm gonna do like beats, make beats, put them up. And INF was kind of like, yo, I'm gonna do freestyles every Friday. And so we just kind of kept that kind of schedule, you know?
Yeah.
That was it. Like, fuck, we just made that shit on the fly, drop it. Like a lot of the stuff I made, I like recorded on, like everything that I did personally, I recorded it on my phone. So I had the iPhone, you know, earpiece. Recorded the raps onto a program on my phone over a beat Smoke would give. Then Smoke would try to edit the vocal a little bit to make it sound a bit cleaner. And then I'd use my iPhone and just shoot fucking little budget ass videos on it.
Fuck.
Just for it.
Bro, me and all my boys, bro, were like, oh shit, have you seen the latest one? And then we'll watch it and I'll be like, yo, fuck. This album is gonna be fucking lit, G. How far away is this album, bro? Let's be honest.
Next couple months.
I'm happy with that.
Next couple months, yeah. Still like fine tuning stuff, but we want to get it out there. Like, we've been holding on to it. Like last year, we planned to release shit, but we're still working on it. I think like a lot of us in the crew is like perfectionists, so it's like it's tough that way because, you know, on your pursuit of perfection, you know, it's never ending. You're never gonna reach perfection.
Yeah.
And so I guess for us, you gotta call it sometimes, eh? You know, you gotta be like, nah, this is it. This is what we're offering. Because I feel like if not, then fuck, we'll just never release anything, eh?
Who's normally the guy that calls it, G? Is it you, INF?
You both? It's usually a collective thing, to be honest. Like everything that we do, it's all collective. Like, it's almost like a board meeting. We'll have board meetings and like votes. Who votes for this? Who votes for that? And that's how kind of we move forward. Really, make sure that we get everybody's input in the crew. You know.
That's dope. That's fucking mean. All right, brother. I can't, bro. You've got to fucking. I'll be day one, G, streaming that shit over and over and over again, bro. And fucking, because man,
I can't wait, AG. The shit that we made this time, like better than any shit we've ever made. Like fuck, I'm super like proud of what we have to release, and so it's like it's tough being quiet and just sitting on the day. Like, but when like we start the rollout, like you'll like no for sure, like that we're coming.
Yo, bro. All right, bro. Let's get into some viewer questions, bro. I got 4 of them, brother. First one is from T-Mod. She says, "Is Penny and bro, we had a chat about this. Don't fucking flip flop on me, cuz. Is Penny Lane's better than Clendon Bakery, bro?"
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%. But there's another bakery. It's down there, Countdown. It's called Anchor. And dude, like low key, like Penny Lanes are solid, but Anchor, fuck, their pies are fire, steak and cheese fire, but they've got these $1 sausage rolls, dude.
Wow.
And undefeated.
$1 sausage rolls, bro. That's I think I've been to that one once, bro. And the next to
Clendon Bakery is solid, like straight up. Like I was hating, but that's just because I was a patriotic, loyal, Onehunga dude. But Clendon Bakery is solid.
Bro, before the podcast, price. Bro, you even bought Clendon Bakery up, G. And you know, like I was like, yo, we're getting places with this Clendon Bakery showdown.
Nah, it was because when you said you're from there, and I was like, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Everyone says that, bro.
And I was just like, nah, fuck, I rate Clendon Bakery.
up there, bro. Bro, I'll tell you what. I told you this before, and I'll tell other. So I do bakery run, and it's like a little show. We went out to Kelston, and bro, we had this pancake, bro. Fuck, bro. I nearly fucking busted a load, G. I swear to God. This thing was like, it was like a pancake, but it was like in between a crepe and a pancake. It was thin, but it wasn't too thin. But it had a banana in it, right? But I'm fucking pretty sure. Like, don't fucking judge me, Spycc, okay, mate? Okay?
Did you chew or just swallow whole?
Fuck, hold up, bro. I'll get to that. I'll get to that, okay? Bro, it had cream in it, and the cream had like a banana essence or some shit to it. Bro. And when I'm getting filmed, bro, if I fucking gag on that shit, bro, if I put that shit down like a fucking cock, G, yo, the internet will go crazy. So I had to eat it on the side, eh? And Will, my boy, Will was like looking at me like, you're a fucking idiot. I was like, no, I know what these motherfucking trolls do on here, but it was good, mate. I'm telling you. And Windmill Bakery has the best cake I've ever fucking had in my life.
Yeah, Windmill Bakery's got solid cakes.
Yeah, it's up there, bro. It is up
definitely. There. I feel like a lot of people sleep on the hood, like the hood spots, eh? But if you're from that place or like you've tried it before, then you know.
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
But I'm keen to go out to fucking Penny Lanes, bro, or your other one next to the countdown. I'll get there. Next question, bro, from Just for Kicks, bro. He does custom kicks designs, bro. He's the fucking man. He says,
I've seen that shit. I've seen that shit on IG. Solid ass.
He does slides and shit, everything. He's the man. The one was the car that in Who Are You Vida Mitzi VR4, bro.
I think so, bro. That's what everyone was saying. Hey, like I seen heaps of people even messaging like, bro, is that VR4?
Yo, where was that?
I think it actually was a.
Where was it?
Out west.
Yo.
It's like Swanson, I think. Like I'm not too familiar with West Side, but
yeah, neither.
Pretty sure it was at Swanson ways. It was kind of like close to where like there was heaps of farm spots out there.
Next one, also from T Mod. She said, "What helped you? What out of it, dude? Too much Vailima, G. What helped you stay focused on your dreams, bro? Growing up."
To be honest, bro, I think just like supportive people like around me, like parents and stuff, and it was not like I was like, fuck, I can't wait to grow up and be a rapper. Like that was never my mindset. But I guess in me pursuing it and doing stuff, they were always supportive, eh? Like they always like encouraged me. They're always super stoked for me and stuff that I was doing. And I guess that was a big thing. Like if I had like parents, I guess that were kind of like, I don't want you doing that, or nah, I'm not with that. Then I guess that would have sort of, stopped me from pursuing it to some degree. But the fact that they were so supportive, the boys were all for it, when we were making music. I guess it was just that energy, like everyone was all for it. So it was just like,
Yo, that's
kept me going.
All right, bro. Quick fire questions now from me, Cuzzy. If you could showcase one piece of your work, bro, to Tupac, bro, what would it be? What song would it be?
Probably Bunga.
Yeah? We could get down for this shit. Have you ever had a bad ota ika,
bro? Heaps of times.
Bro, what fucking ruins it for you, bro?
Bro, like I've been to some weddings, G, and there's been like fucking mandarin, cucumber. Like, bro, like wild ass shit added to it, G. Like I've even seen some with like corned beef added to it. Like, whoa. I don't know. There's some people like, bro, people are trying to gentrify the what the A, and there's been times like, bro, like just random shit, G. Like I can't even see it, like, and like honestly, as soon as I see it and I can see like the texture, I'm just like, nah, this is gonna be trash, and then I try it and it's trash, and then I just keep it and then do the little slide into the bin,
Bro, I've never heard of mandarin, bro.
Bro, people are doing extra shit, like
what the fuck?
It's disgusting, G. It's disgusting.
But I'm not a big fan of the chili in there, eh? Are you?
Yeah, neither. Bro, I'm simple. Less is more, G. Less is more.
All right, bro. What's your perfect ingredient, bro?
Bro, just the fish, coconut cream, diced fine diced onion and lemon, and fine
Cucumber?
dice the lemon too. Fine dice the lemon skin
Oh,
and just chuck that in there, G.
okay.
So very simple, G.
Bro,
Simple.
you're not up with...
Sometimes people put dice tomato in it. Tomato gets a slide. It's all good. But any more than that, it's just out the gate, G. Straight
Bro,
up.
you mean onions like spring onions, bro? Or you like onions?
Onions.
Bro, you're not... Oh, bro, fuck. But hey, I'll tell you what, bro. I gets down with some cucumber in this shit. Without the skin,
G.
bro, it's pretty good.
Nah, G. I don't know.
Oh, man.
For that dish, nah. That's not me, yeah.
What about luasipi, bro?
All day. I've had trash ones, good ones. Bro, you get trash anything. Good anything. Like, just depends on who makes it. And I guess you never know till you try it. And then when you do try it, sometimes, you're trying not to like showcase that you're like, fuck, this is trash.
Yo.
So you just like, you soldier it and, finish it. Just out of respect, but like, yeah.
You gotta be respectful. But, bro, hiding's coming if you're not finishing your plate. You're like, hey. Yep. Bro, name me a more underrated gif to jam on Twitter than Boomers when he goes, later, Bolt. Oh, fuck that one. I fucking love that shit, yo, when he's like, no, later, Bolt.
That dude there, like, honestly, I always say it to him. I'm like, gee, if you ever took it seriously, you could have your own show. Like, you could legit have your own show.
I was thinking that too.
He's that much of a character. He's like, bro, he's a genius, bro. But like, I guess for whatever reasons, he's just like, nah. But bro, I want to make it my mission to like get him his own show. Because fuck, honestly, the only reason people watch Know Your Roots, the first one, was because of him. Like, be serious. Like, straight facts to you. The only reason people watched it was because of him. If not, it would have been dry balls.
Bro, and like, bro, he's just like, you're exactly right, actually. It's a gold dust thing, eh? Like, just doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks.
Nah, I think that's the thing with him, is like, he's confident in who he is as a person, and it shows, bro. Like, the amount of messages that like we get because of him being shirtless, like with dudes saying like, "You're fat, G, put a shirt on." Yeah. No one wants to see, it's like, that's the point of it, G. It's like, this dude is showing that you don't have to fucking have like, what media shows us is like abs and all the shit to be confident. It's like, bro, man's out here just shirtless, no cares, and he's just fucking trying to normalize that, for the rest of us that don't have a fucking six-pack,
Fucking, bro, he's the man, bro. Like, straight up. I got all the love in the world for that cat. I was, bro, fucking, just watching, just on fucking YouTube and shit, you just feel the fucking confidence. And, bro, a lot of people got to do that shit, They got to stop being fucking all about themselves and all about their fucking hookup and just be straight up.
Straight up.
All right, bro, next question, bro. Was Mr. Kenny a drug dealer, G?
Bro.
The Irish cat.
He was with the IRA or something, bro. I don't know. It's like OG fucking gypsy gangster.
Bro. I heard he was mafioso.
He always used to come to like school, bro, and you could tell he was just on the mad bender, hungover as fuck. Smell whiskey on his breath. And like he was always good spirits, but you could tell when he had a real tough one, fucking bro, like, we used to like crack jokes at him because he was all good like that. And the man used to fucking sometimes snap on us, like out of nowhere, bro. Like those out the gate snaps, and we were like, oh shit. And then we just realized, oh, man probably just was like hungover as fuck, I'm surprised that he was still able to teach, like, the whole day.
Everyone I've asked about that I know that went to Onehunga have said the same fucking thing you said. You're like, we don't know how he's still a fucking teacher. We really don't have an idea
and
how
like,
he's a fucking teacher.
Like, G, our last day of school, because like he used to live right across from the school, G. Like he had a house right across from the school. And so every day after school, not every day, sorry, the last day of school, he invited us all over to his house to have a beer.
Oh.
At his house, bro, which is fucking unethical and all of that shit, but bro, we never had a beer from him, like straight up. Like he's the man.
Bro, was Miss Shay actually Helen Clark, G?
Was that?
Miss Shay. Was Miss Shay there?
Yeah.
Was she Helen Clark? Do you reckon that's Helen Clark's auntie or?
Bro, must be, bro. She was a mad hater, G. like back in the school days, she was fucking the biggest hater, eh?
Fuck.
Like I didn't really like her, eh?
Bro, did you go to school with Stacy, bro, Illy? Or no?
Yep.
Oh, you same years or no?
I think I was a year older.
Fuck, bro. They are, him and Shay and all that shit. They could play any sport, G, and they would have been
Straight up.
correct.
There's a talented family. There's a rapper too, Savin.
Really?
He's the older brother, bro. Savin is the fucking lyrical genius. His birthday's on the 25th of December, so we call him Baby Jesus. But bro, if you don't know who Savin is, go look him up, bro. Savin.
Bro, Shay is a fucking G.
SVEN.
Yo, next question, bro. What's the best? What's the go-to Megarin flavor, bro? What's your go-to? 2-minute noodles.
Just the original, bro. Fuck, I'm not on the extra shit, eh?
But you put that spicy shit in there or nah?
Yeah, everything.
Gotta put everything, eh? Get your money's worth.
Yeah.
What's the perfect night kicking it at the depot, bro? What do you guys get? Like, if you're gonna kick it at the depot, fucking box.
Nah, never did that, eh? Bro, because it's like right next to the police station.
Oh, true. Fuck. Think about that.
I think an ideal night at the bus depot would be a night that you got home without getting into some shit.
And last question, brother. If Switter was a wrestling faction, bro, what would they be?
Fuck. Bro, it will be DX, bro.
Straight up. Who's Shawn Michaels, bro? Who's shot you? That you, bro? Super kicking some motherfuckers?
Yeah, bro. That's me.
Slanging mad dick around?
That's me.
Oh, brother. All right, man. Hey, thank you so much, my bro. I hope you enjoyed it.
Nah, sure. Thanks for having me, bro.
Bro. And yeah, man, like fucking, bro, I cannot wait for the next album, bro. And I know I'm not the only cat. Oh yeah, bro. Who's China, bro? Out of is that fucking Boomer G?
Bro, nah, Boom. Oh,
Boomer's Rick Rude.
Nah, Smokes China, G. if you ever see Smoke's thighs, G, man's got the thickest thighs, G.
Shout out to China, bro. Ooh. Bro, I had mixed feelings about China, bro, growing up, you know. I don't know what I was doing. You know?
Bro. R.I.P. anyway, shit.
Rip hard. Alright, brother. Hey, thank you so much, bro, and we'll keep in contact, eh?
Yeah, sweet. Much love, my G. Appreciate it. Shouts to everyone who tuned in. Much love.
Cheers, brother. Thank you, eh?